us right here for the first time is the upgrade system. Can you tell us a bit about that and how it works?
Sure. So one of the important aspects of the game is as you're playing through, you find this green gel, and the green gel is something that you're able to use to upgrade Sebastian's abilities. So as you can see here, you've got a few options like how much melee damage you can do, how long Sebastian can sprint for before he gets tired and goes back to walking, but it's also applicable to how good you are with different weapons. It's how likely you are to hit it and so forth. It is a dynamic game, so it's a game where just because you're aiming at the guy's head or at his body doesn't necessarily mean it's going to hit. You have to put some effort, put some gel into improving those abilities to get more accurate, to do more damage.
So what can you tell us about this space that we're in right now? I mean, you got up out of the chair and just start immediately walking down this hallway.
Yeah, so you find these rooms. They have this lighthouse symbol on the door, and when you go through the door, you come into this space that you see here. And it's not really clear where you are, whether this is real, where Sebastian is now is real. You use this mirror as a device to sort of move between these two spaces, but
I've never been here before.
It's intentionally unclear exactly which one is real, which one is not. This is part of what Sebastian is trying to.
Lots of shifting perspective.
So he's found this mansion that he's going to go explore. Obviously, as a survival horror game, right, very key that you spend time searching around using resources. It's not a straight linear game. It is a game that rewards exploration, and when you explore, even a couple of bullets or a little bit of gel that allows you to upgrade another ability.
Stop, damn it. What the?
So how far into the game are we right now?
This is a fair ways through the game. This is chapter 8. So there you go, chapter 8. So you're a pretty good ways through the game right now. And again, Sebastian is continuing to try and figure out who Ruvik is, what he's about, and sort of unraveling the main story of the game.
I'm just waiting for something to pop out from behind a corner.
Sneaking is obviously an important thing, like staying out of the detection of enemies becomes hugely important.
Well, here we go. All right, looks like we're going to some combat for the first time. So being a survival horror game, I mean, how is the combat being balanced with maintaining kind of the tension that's required from survival horror?
So you can see there, Sebastian just heard a sound from a trap that was going to go off because he got too close to it, and it's a motion sensing thing. So he can now use that to his advantage by not setting it off. He can shoot it and take out the enemy that was coming near him. You can also find those and disarm them, and then you can use those parts to build different types of agony bolts, which are a special sort of weapon that you can use to create different effects.
All right, so what's going on now?
Sebastian is continuing. That's an effect that lets you know that Ruvik is nearby and is about to show up, and he's going to make an appearance here in a second.
Oh, there he is.
There's Ruvik.
So who is Ruvik?
That's part of figuring out the evil within, is who this guy is, what's going on, what does he want, what does he want from you.
I mean, how are we supposed to fight him?
It's a good idea to not to. As we say, running is a very good option in the Evil Within, and whenever you see Ruvik, don't do this. Don't waste bullets, don't waste time, just run. We're showing that here more for dramatic effect, but you're going to find a lot of times where not even with Ruvik, but with a lot of enemies, that running and hiding is your best option. So you can see
these
here,
guys look like you can kneecap them.
I shot him in the leg, and now I'm going to run up to him and set him on fire. That's a way to finish an enemy off without using up bullets, because an enemy hitting the ground doesn't mean they're dead. Sometimes they're playing dead, waiting for you to come up to either shoot them or to set them on fire, and then they leap up at you and attack you. So you can't ever assume, oh, he went down, he's dead.
It looks like we found some much-needed health.
And this is an interesting dynamic in the game. So when you take the big health packs, it actually has a drawback to it. In this case, by restoring a bunch of health, you actually go into this distorted view that makes the game a bit harder to play. Makes you a bit more vulnerable. So even though your health is restored, you're also a bit more
So there's a bit of
susceptible to bad guys.
There's a bit of risk in play if you're going to need to use your
exactly.
health
Now,
packs.
when you use the smaller ones, it doesn't do this, but it's when you use the really big health pack. So again, you have to decide when is the right time to use that. Am I prepared to use it here if something is right around the next corner?
I'm sure nothing good's going to happen here.
One of the things, obviously, for the purposes of this demo, we're splicing together some stuff.
Once again, playing with expectations. Where did that come from?
Do not try this at home.
Well, that's one way to go. Pete, thanks for showing us the evil within.
Absolutely.
For more on the evil within, be sure to stay tuned to IGN.